Hey everyone, Steve here, another Nerdy Canuck. So we had our pool cover that we built on our own, and it was working really well. However, one of the things I didn't anticipate was the preferential collection of water on some of the joists. So between certain joists, there was larger pools of water, and they seemed to collect a lot of water. And what happened was on this one particular section, you can see how there's a large quantity of water in there, and it created some lateral forces pushing outwards from this particular spot. And of course, it happened to be on a spot where the board was a little bit weaker. I apologize that my audio didn't work here, but basically what happened was before I pulled the tarp back, and I'm sorry I didn't take any video of that part, it just looked like that middle board had disappeared. And our biggest fear was that it had actually snapped, gone down, punctured the liner, and this would have truly been a disaster. However, it was very fortunate for us because it looks like the board just twisted over. Now, part of this, I have to admit, it was my own fault. One of the problems was that I kind of had a perfect storm of errors. So one of the things that I didn't do was I didn't connect bolts on each side of the brackets as you're supposed to on this side. And that obviously didn't help prevent twisting of the board. Just a bad decision. The other part was that for my connecting boards that I was attaching the pieces to, the other part of the problem was that the two joints for where the end board's attached happened to be on either side of this joist as well. And so there was additional lateral movement available for the twisting to occur. Now, if we head around to the other side, what you'll notice is that where this board was attached, again, I just had two screws coming into the end. This happened to be one of the spots where I would use to attach the pool cover to the deck. So of course, a screw through there, and you can see there's a knot, and obviously that created a weak point. So it was able to twist and snap on this end as well. And you also notice that there's a joint there on the boards, so lots of availability of movement. Anyway, fortunately, this happened when the weather was still pretty good, and I was able to pull the tarp back. And what I'm going to do here is I'm going to put some strapping on to keep those boards from being able to separate like so. So basically I just got some 1x3 strapping, a couple sections of it. And what I do here is I'm just going to put one single screw into each of the boards. I was a little bit terrified that I would drop a screw into the water. It would have been pretty chilly to head down and try and fix that. So once I got the strapping in, I reattached the tarp and we let it go. After a little while, we had had a fair bit of rain, some snow, it had melted, some more rain, and on this day it was a particularly windy day. And what you can see is that even though we still have that same preferential cooling, that the pools are much smaller. So I think the capacity of the tarp is larger in terms of its total volume of water that it will support, but it's going to be distributed much more evenly. One of the main reasons I didn't put strapping on in the first place is I was worried I would create deeper pools, but of course I was assuming that things would be distributed a little more evenly. So now you can see that we're definitely distributed a little bit more evenly, and even the ones that are quite full are relatively small. Okay, it's a couple weeks later, and we just had a pretty decent snowfall, and I just thought I'd take a video. You can really see quite well where things are located. You can see where each of the joist boards are and where the strapping is. You notice that even with large puddles of water in here, it really doesn't seem to putting any undue force on those cross pieces. So I think this is going to work really, really well. I'm very pleased with it, and I'm hoping we can avoid any more future disasters. Barring any other problems that we run into, I will do another video in the spring when I take it off, and we'll see how it goes. Thanks for watching. Hey, thanks for making it all the way to the end of this video. I really appreciate you watching, and if you did enjoy this video, please hit like and maybe subscribe to my channel. It really helps out. Thanks so much.